So, today I'm going to be reading to you 3 passages from the dystopian novel Divergent by Veronica Roth. And the first one begins on page 20. And this is kind of where this sets up the tone of the novel, I think, because it's where Beatrice discovers that she's divergent during the aptitude test and finds out what exactly being divergent means for her. Like I said, it begins on the bottom of page 20. Finally, the door opens, and Tori walks back in. I grip the arms of the chair. Sorry to worry you, Tori says. She stands by my feet with her hands in her pockets. She looks tense and pale. Beatrice, your results were inconclusive, she says. Typically, each stage of the simulation eliminates one or more of the factions, but in your case, only 2 have been ruled out. I stare at her. 2? I ask. My throat is so tight, it's hard to talk. The next passage that I'll be reading to you begins in the middle of page 155, and this is where Triss seems to become more popular and accepted into her new faction, Dauntless, because of her tactics during the game of Capture the Flag. Page 155. So you climbed the Ferris wheel, huh? Says Uriah. He stumbles across the car and sits next to me. Marlene, the girl with the flirty smile, follows him. Yes, I say. Pretty smart of you, like erudite smart, Marlene says. I'm Marlene. Triss, I say. At home, being compared to an erudite would be an insult, but she says it like a compliment. Yeah, I know who you are, she says. The first jumper tends to stick in your head. The last passage that I will be reading to you is on page 416, and I'm going to kind of read part of it and then skip to another important part that's located on page 419. This is where everyone in Dauntless has been injected with a serum and they've been controlled to take orders. However, it is kind of one of the most intense parts for Triss in her secret of being divergent because she can't be figured out about it. On page 416, second paragraph. I wake to squeaking mattresses and shuffling feet. It's too dark for me to see clearly, but my eyes adjust. I see that Christina is tying her shoelaces. I open my mouth to ask her what she's doing, but then I notice that across from me, Will is putting on a shirt. Everyone is awake, but everyone is silent. Christina, I hiss. She doesn't look at me, so I grab her shoulder and shake it. Christina! She just keeps tying her shoelaces. My stomach squeezes when I see her face. Her eyes are open, but blank, and her facial muscles are slack. She moves without looking at what she's doing, her mouth half open, not awake, but seeming awake, and everyone else looks just like her. Will, I ask, crossing the room. All the initiates fall into a line when they finish dressing. They start to file silently out of the dormitory. I grab Will's arm to keep him from leaving, but he moves forward with irrepressible force. I grip my teeth and hold on as hard as I can, digging my heels into the ground. He just drags me along with him. They are sleepwalkers. And then skipping to page 419, it's like the second paragraph. As the staircase turns, light flows into the cavern until I can finally see Will's shoulders in front of me again. I focus on matching my rhythm to his as I reach the top of the stairs, passing another Dauntless leader. Now I know who the Dauntless leaders are because they are the only people awake. Well, not the only people. I must be awake because I'm divergent. And if I'm awake, that means Tobias is too, unless I am wrong about him. I have to find him. And those are the 3 most important passages that I think into the novel because they are really big moments in the novel and give us ideas about what's going on and how Triss is in these situations and what all this means for her.